What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're working on 2006 Honda Civic 1.8 liter engine. The vehicle came in with the check engine light on, and the customer complained this vehicle is low power, doesn't want acceleration, and the engine shaking. Let's start and see what we confirm the customer complaint. So as you can see, the engine run right now, but the check engine light is still appears. The check engine light came on, confirm the customer complaint. Even you can see is flat. The check engine light flat indicate mid-fire. But as you can see on something here inside the car, you can see the car is shaking. Okay, let's go out there under the hood and see how the engine shaking. And you can see the engine RPM. The needles seem to be a little bit bouncing, but not too much, because right now the RPM, the engine cold, RPM still high, and then you can see it's too much vibration or RPM bouncing. As you can see, the engine running right now, and I don't know, you can see in the video the engine is going to be vibration, shaking like that. And in this case, I will do some simple test, let you guys see that you guys, the vehicle owner, you can do at home, or you can help some family or friend, something like that, figure out what's wrong with this, cause mid-fire. And then as you guys can know, that the mid-fire caused by three reasons. First, the cylinder got no spark, mid-fire, no fuel, mid-fire, or cylinder no compression, mid-fire. I don't go so far, I don't say too far on each reason. As you can see, no spark. Some reason with no spark is bad spark plugs, bad coil, or missing the power supply to the ignition coil, or missing the electronic control the coil. As you can see, this design is 3-wire coil, and that means inside the ignition coil is built in the transistor in it. And one of these wires, it should be power. Another one, it should be ground. And the third one, it should be the transistor control wire. It control the coil, that's the coil fire. Okay, as you can see on that side, that's the front of the engine. I don't say the front of the vehicle, I say front of the engine, and then that means the cylinder number 1 is right here, and this one is cylinder number 2, and cylinder number 3, and cylinder number 4. This engine is 4 cylinder. In this case, I will show you guys how to simple test to find the problem. As you can see, keep an eye on the engine shaking, and then you can kill one by one cylinder and see how the engine is shaking. If some cylinder you kill it by unflush the coil, and then if the engine start more shaking, the engine almost dies, something like that, that means on that cylinder we okay. That cylinder good. Alright, let me start from cylinder number 1. by unplug the electrical on the ignition coil. You guys keep an eye on the engine vibration. See, as you can see, when I unplug the number 1 coil, I kill number 1 cylinder and the engine start. What that means? That means cylinder number 1 is very good firing. No problem at all on cylinder number 1. Okay, and then let me go back in the car. You guys stay here, and I will be right back and continue how to test that. If you guys got the same problem, you guys can test it, do it at home. Okay guys, come back with the engine run again, and earlier I killed number 1 and now number 2. As you can see, ignition coil electrical connector, I leave it outside like that, but the engine vibration shaking, no change at all, and the engine still running. It did not die like number 1 earlier. You guys started the vehicle out there on the road so loud. So what that means? That means the problem in the cylinder number 2. Okay, let me push it back, and you guys go ahead and pinpoint how many cylinders. I believe just 1 cylinder misfire on this 4-cylinder engine. If 2 that misfire, the engine cannot start. You know what I mean? On the V6 engine, if it misfire on just 1 cylinder, it's less vibration than less shaking than 4 cylinder. Okay, now cylinder number 3. Yep, as you can see, when I unplug the ignition coil on number 3, something like number 1, it died. It die. Okay, let's start one more time, and the last cylinder is number 4. Let's see if engine died. That means we have all good on 3 cylinders. If number 4 okay. Okay, now number 4, keep an eye on that, you guys. Yep. Okay, as you guys can see, engine died right now, and I have done the test on 4 cylinder by we call the engine drop test. So number 1, the engine died. Number 2, no change at all. That means the problem on number 2 cylinder. And the number 3 and number 4 also engine died. That means we have number 1, number 3, and number 4 are good. Now we got the closer to the problem. It's number 2 cylinder problem. But right now I don't know what caused that. No power supply to the coil, no electronic control the coil, or bad coil, or bad spark plug on the cylinder number 2. Okay, you guys keep an eye, and I will do this. You guys see how we find out what reason caused number 2 misfire. Okay guys, I say you guys can do at home when you guys don't have the scan tool to let you guys know which cylinder misfire. You can do the drop tag, engine drop tag like that too right now. Just simple test, and you guys see that right now. We know the cylinder number 2 misfire. So you can do at home. You don't have the scan tool, you don't have the special tool, you don't have the power tool like I use a power tool like this, but at least you have the 10mm wrench like this to loosen up this nut, right, before you remove the coil. But I'm a mechanic, that's why I have to use the tool, save a lot of time. So before we go further, as you can see, I will mark on the coil. This one, the coil number 1. You can mark on number 1 like that. The reason why I mark on it, because I don't want later all of them came out here and I will play around and I miss them. I don't know which one on number 2 no more. That's why I have to mark on it. Yes, this one number 2, right? So that's it. I don't need to mark some more. Like you can see, I can take this coil out. Yeah, make sure some nut like this, you don't drop it inside the engine and you don't see it no more. Okay. Yep, the coil from number 2, guys, I can push it somewhere around with another coil. If I don't mark on them, I will miss it. Okay, this cylinder number 1. Yep, you can see number 1 right here. And at the same time, guys, we need to remove the spark plug, because right now we focus on the spark. I say that if we do this test but still on number 2, that means the misfire caught by no fuel, compression, something like that. But I think the car's compression is okay. As you can see, I have another marker right here, the black marker, and the tip is a little smaller than the yellow one I just did on the coil, and I just leave it right here for now. And this one I remove the coil. I will remove the spark plug from new socket, you guys, but it doesn't hold the spark plug when I take it out. It's something like that. It's usually you have the magnet like this, and seems to be, you can see the spark plug gets wet with oil on it. I don't know, leaking I think it's leaking under the spark plug tub. Yeah, you have to clean it. Okay, as you can see, this spark plug I take out from the cylinder number 2 and I mount on it number 2. Okay, yeah, number 2, guys. As you can see, for flare, I don't know, you can see number 2 right now on the spark plug. Okay, I leave the spark plug outside like that, and you know, I take out number 1 coil, number 2 coil, and number 3 I can remove it right now. Let's see. Okay, the reason I remove the coil number 2 because I need the number 3 spark plug. Okay, this spark plus, you guys see that it's from number 3. Okay, I will put it in number 2 now. And then the number 2 spark plus, I will put in number 3 cylinder. Okay, as you can see, from the cylinder number 2, the spark plus go to number 3, and the coil will go to number 1. Later she drop that again, and then if the problem move, follow some of them, and then we can find what the problem. Okay, the coil number 3, I put it back. Okay, as you can see, where the number 1 coil right here. Yep, this is our number 1 coil. Now work with the number 3 spark plug. Number 1 coil work with number 3 spark plug on cylinder number 2. And then now the ignition coil number 2. Number 2 was on cylinder number 2. It's all the coil the same, no 2, no 1 at all, no 3, no ABC at all. But we mark here, we know that this coil was in cylinder number 2. Okay guys, that's all back normal, everything intact right now, electrical connector, everything put back in, and now start the engine and do the drop test again. As you can see, the engine now seems to be wanna be a dot. Alright, it was on number 2 problem, and now the first touch, I touched the number 2 first. See, as you can see, it's still no problem, no change at all. As you can see, the problem is still on number 2. Number 1 coil is good. Number 3 spark plug is good. But the drop test, no change at all. And now as you can see, earlier I say when the engine gets hot, the vibration, they get more vibration, more shaking, because the engine RPM it dropped down to idle RPM. That means it's less RPM than when it's cold, and then it will more shaking like that. No computer with this at all. As you can see, put backwards in the same, and now I tried to kill number 1. See, the engine died. What the? I feel both, but still no doubt. What's wrong with that? don't know why it look like now we got 2-cylinder misfire. We didn't do anything, just swap the coil from number 2 to number 1, number 1 to number 2, and now as you can see, why now misfire on 2-cylinder. The number 2, it should be good because the coil from number 1, the coil is good, right? And the spark plug from number 3 is good. But now I don't worry about number 1 misfire because the number 1 is holding number 2 coil right now. But why the number 2 still misfire? And something here. Let me turn off the car and then we figure out this so you guys see that. Okay guys, right now we got the problem become one more cylinder misfire. That means right now 2-cylinder misfire. I don't know the reason why. We just swap the spark plug, swap the coil, and now I take the coil out like this and with the electrical connected, and you can see the cylinder, the coil number 1 is still here on the cylinder number 2, same thing. And now I will check for the spark. The reason I leave it like that, the engine off right now, because I don't want to get shot. And at home, if you don't have the wire like this, you can use any electrical wire without anything. One side you connect to the negative battery, as you can see right there. I connect to the negative battery. Make sure that side no loosen at all, because you got your finger on this side. If you get that side loose, you might get shot. Okay, you know that the sparks is very, very high voltage. It doesn't kill you, but it make you scared, something like that. Okay, now I know the engine is more vibration because only 2 cylinders fire. Again, very important, I will tell you, we have to test this step very quickly. It's short, it's good, it will be possible, because if you keep the engine running so long and the fuel injector number 2 and number 1, it will fire and get inside the cylinder too much fuel. That's no good at all. Okay, that means just start the car, come right back and test it. If we have the spot here, spot there, that all will be good on the coil. Okay, let me start the engine. As you can see, on the wire on that side, it's very, very scared, no loosen on the battery, and on this side I can hold by my finger on here. Oh, as you can see, spark somewhere, it makes it sound like tack tack like that. And now, as you can see, we have the spark here, right? And what about this? We don't have the spark at all on the coil. Okay, that means the coil number 2 is back. Okay guys, now when we test for the spark, on number 2 we have the spark right now, but still misfire. We don't know when we remove the coil, remove the spark plug, and might get shaking vibration or something internal. The spark plug got a problem or what, I don't really know right now. And then let me remove the spark plug again on cylinder number 2. Yeah, this spark plug, I don't know why it's what from number 3 cylinder, right? You guys see that, but I don't know now, no spark on here or something. Let me find another spark plug and compare and put it in, see the cylinder number 2 firing or not. Okay, as you can see, this spark plug from the cylinder number 2, I just took it out, and then, and you can see I have a bunch of old spark plugs. The reason I keep them just for protecting in case I don't have a new spark plug yet. I know the reason I keep them because they are still good. As you can see, 2 different. This one the NG, this one the NGK radium, this one also the NGK. Okay, as you can see, this one is a little bit lower than the one in the car. That's why I don't want to put it in, but this one seems to be the same height, same everything. Yeah, let's try to put this in and see the cylinder number 2 fired or not, right? Okay guys, back with this problem. My camera battery was died, so as you can see, I don't know right now this spark plug is bad or something. It's still in good shape now, no crack, no anything. But as you can see, number 2 we have spark right now, and I put another spark plug in it, and then let's see how you put it in. Like that. Also, earlier you can see on number 1 we don't have the spark on this coil, but the number 1 cylinder was good, right? Okay, let's see. I will start the car and see how the engine vibration right now. Something seems to be changed for me. I will check again on number 1. You can see number 1, we don't have the spark at all. You can see that, nothing. Okay. And what about see, as you can see, when I take the connector, take off the connector on cylinder number 2 right now, and then the engine start, that means this spark plug got moved from number 3, and then somehow it's also died. Okay, in this case, you guys see that first vehicle first came with the cylinder number 2 mid-fire, right? And now we try to do the simple test like this, and we find out the coil number 2 here is bad, no spark at all, and some reason I swapped to the spark plug at the same time with the coil, and to see the misfire follow spark plug or follow the coil, and somehow the spark plug also died. As in this case, this vehicle need one coil, and I think should change all 4 spark plugs. And then let's see, I can take this out again. As you can see that we have the sparks on right now. The engine only fire 2-cylinder, okay. Yeah, just quick test for you guys see that I don't have no problem at all on number 2 right now. It's just, you see, we have a spark here. You can see that even in the video, you guys can see the spark, right? Okay. And then what I'm gonna do now, I can take the coil I put on number 1. Yep. Also number 1 now, we have spark. Okay, that's it guys. On the case, if you guys are the homeowner, you can do in your garage, test like that simple test when you don't have the special tool, you don't have the scanner, and go ahead and buy the spark plugs. Don't forget, ask for the gap, and you can gap yourself, put them in, and put the new coil in. You will fix the problem, the vehicle will back to the road. Okay guys, I already have 4 new spark plugs on hand right now, and that's called the NTK Aluminum. It's good for the Honda. Anyway, before you put the new spark plug in, if we need to be gap, or the spark plug is free gap. If it says free gap, you have to check for the gap. Check for all of them to see it's still some gap. Like right now it's 044 right now on this spark plug, and you have to check for all of them. It's 044. I met some the vehicle came in with misfire, and then I found on the cylinder misfire. You can see we have the gap on the spark plug like this, but somehow it got 0 gap at all, and I'm so confused. And I called the mechanics who put it in. The vehicle came from another shop, and I asked him, did you gap for the spark plug? I just asked him. I don't tell. I didn't say why the spark plug like this. And then he said, oh no, that spark plug is pre-gap, no need to gap. But if you don't pay attention, like from the manufacturer, employees, sometimes they drop the spark plug. It's heavy enough to bend this, and no gap at all. If you don't pay attention, you put it in, and you also got no spark misfire. Okay. And on this one, the spark plug is should buy. Should not buy the cheap spark plugs. It will last like about 30 miles, or some spark plugs just last about a few miles away and it die. Okay. And like I say, we need 4 new spark plugs and 1 coil. I have the last coil here, the new one. Okay. And as you can see, on the new spark plug, before you install, you should put a little bit lubricant in it, like that. okay, on all four. Yeah, put it on all four like that. Okay, I just put in 2 right now, and I don't want to play too much on the video. It's something, yeah, you can see right here, you can do at home yourself. At least you had 10mm wrench to take off the coil. In the case I use the after diagnose it, and then the coil no good, we put it by the way, by the side, and then we no longer use it no more. Okay. If you have the, I don't know, I bought this at the Nico spark plug socket, but somehow it sticked it for one time, and now no stick no more. As you can see, not here. We have to use a magnet to put it in and stick the old spark plug out. Okay, let me show you. Even the employee from the manufacturer, it doesn't drop the spark plug. They go carefully, but over here you don't have the socket is sticking here no more. As you see, can be dropped. Yeah, if it stick like that, you slightly put it in. If it not, you have to use the magnet to put it in. If you just drop it in the hole, the spark plug way, it will bend this, and then it will incorrect the gap no more. Okay, you have to use this and push it in like that, and keep the magnet straight. Okay, and turn a few turns like that. Yep, you can able to take the magnet out. Okay guys, just do on the simple one like that for you guys. See what step I do. Lubricant, check for the gap. If need, we have to gap, and use the magnets, put it in. Don't keep the gap and correctly. Okay. Okay, we'll be back. Everything put on. Okay, and then see how the engine running. Okay guys, have all new spark plug installed, and one new coil, and this one is back to number 1. And the electrical connector, you guys keep in mind that everything you plug in, you have to stay away your finger from the clip right here. You can hold from the side like this. Just stay away your finger from the clip, and listen to the connector. When you put it all the way in, you have to hear the connector click like tick. That means it go all the way in. Okay, if you hold your finger here, you might don't know, and if it's not all plugged in all the way, it will get a connection problem. Okay, and then alright, all seem to be okay now. Everything put on. Make sure don't forget anything. Let's get inside the car and start it. See how the RPM, the engine response. Okay, the key right here. Okay, let's see. As you can see, the check engine light is still there. Request for we involved to turn it up. Okay. Yeah, seems to be good for me now. Okay, that all. Let's go out there. As you can see, before you go there, okay, this is a 10mm wrench here. You see, seems to be the engine steady, no shaking no more. Okay, that's a problem fixed, you guys. What about the check engine light? I will show you. Like I said earlier on this video, I will show you. You can do at your garage, and you can do yourself. You know, your own vehicle, and then first thing you have to turn it off. Turn the key off. Do not leave it on like that. Okay, do not. Okay, turn the engine up. Turn the key off. Take the key out and push it somewhere. Okay, and then I will show you guys how to turn off the check engine light. You guys can disconnect the negative battery here. Make sure, yeah, it's not tight, too much tight. You have to have two hands to hold it. Okay. Okay. Just leave it outside like that for now. You wait in about like 15 minutes, and then you put it back. Okay, I don't want to wait for 15 minutes here. I will back with the camera with the battery connect terminal back on, and then you guys can see the check engine light still or not. Okay. Okay guys, the battery terminal put back, cable put back. So let's start the engine and see. The check engine light still. Okay, we got no check engine light right now, and as you can see on the ignition coil, if the ignition coil is bad, or you disconnect the ignition coil connector, the check engine light pop right back. Doesn't matter you clear by what. Okay. Okay, I will test drive this car. You guys can see how it drives. Okay, because the customer complained it's no power when he drive it. Okay, let me get down to the road ready and let you guys see that. Okay guys, I'm on the road right now and get ready for test drive this guy, and then make sure no vehicle, no car will let go. See how the engine power. Okay, that's just, we know that right now the car gets the power back. Okay, 36 miles an hour right now. If the speed up it quickly. Okay, let me turn back here, and then that's it. Just go home, and then you can see this one with the automatic transmission. It's easy for me just one hand to drive. With the stick shift for the figures when the camera. Okay, as you can see right now, 70 miles an hour. Okay, let's rev it. 31, 36, 44. Yeah, 53 miles an hour right now. You can see. That's it guys, the car is the problem is solved, and thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. Alright, bye bye.